Hi, been a while. I'm broadcasting this everywhere. I'm doing it on purpose because I can now. Don't know if you heard. But also, now that I can, it seems the perfect time to cheer for Tamara Paton, who has been a client of mine since 2015. And today, we've been working together pretty intensely one-on-one since November. And today, without planning it, without working on it, without specifically trying, Tamara Paton, if you don't follow her, you need to, TAMARA PATON, set a 10K PR, a pretty big one, in the middle of a half marathon where she also set a big PR, much bigger than what we talked about when we started this intense training cycle together. I am thrilled for Tamara. She's put in incredible amounts of work. And before I go too much further, and the reason I'm broadcasting this everywhere is not just to brag on Tamara, but also to remind everyone that when you're in it, not just running, not just training, you could use this in many different areas of your life. Hi, Twitter. When you are in it, it can be really hard to see what you're doing, which is why I need a coach to kind of remind you what you're doing and let you know when you're not doing the right thing. Now, in order to do my job really well, I can't tell you what's in my head all the time because you would lose it. But I promise you this. Tamara kept asking me over and over and over, what's going to happen? What am I doing? What's going to happen? What am I doing? And I didn't really answer her because what I saw on my end was incredible improvement. Tamara did not see that because she was looking in all the wrong places. Tamara is much smarter than I am. She went to Wharton as well. She is much more accomplished than I am in many, many, many ways. But even still, this incredible mind, this incredible woman, this incredible data person looked at a bunch of data and got wrapped around a number, which is what most runners tend to do. We all know a single data point provides no value. But when it's the only thing we can think about, we tend to get lost and stop looking at the bigger picture. Well, I think the bigger picture hit Tamara in the face today. And though I don't normally advocate hitting anyone in the face, I got to tell you that whole punch a Nazi nonsense, not a good idea. Not at all. But in general, this is the one time I can say really good stuff came to Tamara. It grabbed her, it carried her across the finish line. And there's no denying that she has really come a long way in a very short period of time. So I tell you that to tell you this. If you're missing your gains, if you're not sure if you're progressing, if you aren't quite confident in what's going on, we're going to put this link here in the comments. Office hours. They're back. You can sign up for them. If you are not currently a client of mine, you can still sign up for office hours. I'll talk to anybody. Luckily, we're not in the same place we were several years ago. These don't fill up. So if you see it and you want to chat, cost you nothing, grab a slot. If you're already a paid member of Fitness Protection, you paid for these, use them. Get in there and come say hi to me. But I'm excited for Tamara Paton. If you know Tamara Paton, if you've ever met Tamara Paton, if you've trained with Tamara Paton at any point or watched her Bosu ball virtuosity, I encourage you to go say hi to Tamara Paton and congratulate Tamara Paton on her big 10K and half marathon PRs today. I'm proud of you, lady. Proud. I'm excited to broadcast everywhere. It seemed I've been looking for a good reason or a time to do it. Today felt like that day. You deserve it, Tamara. Congratulations. Before I get into the weekly wins and the topics, the questions for this evening, I would also like to say heart goes out to Erin Harkness. She's one of our employees. She helps put together Ask Away every week and make sure that the daily threads are posted. She is on the verge of losing not one, but two of her puppies that she's had for 10 years. And her little heart is breaking. So if you want to send her some love, now's a pretty good time for that. Losing one pet is never easy. Losing two at once is just too much. No one should have to go through that. So back to the weekly wins. Trisha Thorne decided to clean out her closet and found a whole bunch of papers, including her marriage license, and decided not to shred it. Congratulations, Trisha Thorne. It's a big deal. Other than that, but I love that I had to ask you, well, did you shred this? kept waiting for the punchline in your Facebook thread. That totally made my day. So Trish Thorne took her first walk since having COVID. She said, "Yay, I happened to be in a park I don't get too often, and I did 30 minutes. I took it pretty easy." Congratulations, that's a big deal. Karina Terry was excited that this week's 2-hour and 15-minute long run was somehow easier than last week's. I don't care how or why. These are the things we don't need to look into. Rather than looking at why was this a good day and then sort of tearing it down, which is what we do. We rationalize it and say it wasn't really a good day. It's not really who I am. We don't celebrate it. We sort of piss in our own Cheerios before anybody else can. And that's fine. I guess I can understand where that comes from. But I'm going to beg you to sort of like stop that cycle and instead count the win. That's great. You had a good day? Yes, a good day absolutely represents what is possible and what your best day could possibly be. Your worst day, what does that say about anything? No. So don't let your worst day define you, but do let your best day motivate you. And if it's better, who cares why? I say go enjoy, especially with the pollen being as bad as it is. It's terrible in Denver right now. If it's good wherever you are, or even manageable/bearable wherever you are, celebrate, take the win, and go outside and run. Whew. Erin White is celebrating her 2-year FPP anniversary. Yay, thank you for being here, Erin. We love you. She celebrated by doing a 90-minute run in the warm sunshine. Congratulations, Erin. You have been running outside longer than I have lately. My longest outdoor run in the past 5 months since I started having the issues with my blood sugar. It's probably been 75 minutes, and most of that was walking. Very humble walking back to my start point, begging Mr. MK to pick me up in the car. So congratulations on having a good run. And I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Motion, time on your feet is all that matters. And I am kind of living that right now. So we only have one good question this week, and then I'm going to share some thoughts. Congratulate Tamara Paton one more time, and then hop out. So the question, I'm starting a strength training class with my PT, 1 hour, Monday, Wednesdays, early in the morning. So should my morning run remain a harder one, for example, not easy effort or avocado toast, so that my Tuesday, Thursdays are true rest recovery days? If you're doing a full hour of strength with your PT, then it's that's going to take a lot out of you. My thought is this: if you're not training for anything, and we're not under any sort of time constraint, then what I would beg you to do is at least because you haven't told me how long you're going to be in the strength training class, but I'm just going to assume for the sake of argument into perpetuity. Then let's say for the first month, let's do nothing but avocado toast. I don't really want you doing anything harder if you are trying to fix something with the PT, trying to establish a new pattern, a neurological pattern with your PT. Muscular neuropatterning is a thing. And I know it sounds hokey, and I know it sounds like the sort of thing that you find on Pinterest or Reddit, but it's real. There's actual science behind it. It's one of the reasons why if you haven't run for a while, you put on your shoes, you feel pretty good, you go out and you'll look down and find yourself running at whatever your easy effort pace was the last time you laced up your shoes, even if it's been 3 years in between. That's the neuropatterning. Right? That's your body falling into the pattern of what has felt good in the past, going back to its default of what it knows how to do. Now, you might not be ready to run that pace. You might not be fit enough to sustain that pace, but that is where your feet, your cadence, your breathing, everything will go immediately. So if you are, part of what we do in physical therapy is try to break old patterns that don't work for us and create new ones that do, and that serve our body really well. So while you're doing this, I'd rather you didn't do anything harder, because look, avocado toast is going to give you everything you need. If you are not an elite runner, and no one here is, you're not trying to use your race winnings to pay your mortgage or buy your health insurance, which I don't think anyone here is. If you are, you really need to tell me, because that changes everything. But if you are not needing this to provide economic tangibility in some form or fashion to your life, then really all you need is avocado toast, because we don't need to necessarily build more or train more fast twitch muscles. It's not how it works anyway. You can recruit them, but that's for a different time. People focus too much on the fast twitch rather than saying, hey, let's put all that aside and just develop this huge, incredible cardiovascular base. All you got to do is sort of like the pipes in a house in the winter. All you have to do is turn on the hot water for a little bit. That will keep the pipes from freezing, and you get out. It doesn't really matter if it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 3 hours. 3 hours is not specifically better than 20 minutes. You get what you need to get, and you get out of the house. It's really kind of the same thing where you just be wasting energy past a certain point. So with avocado toast, we've got all the mitochondria building. We're actually doing that function that strengthens your heart, strengthens your heart muscle, that strengthens your veins, that adapts your body to this thing called running and makes it easier each time you go out there, your tendon joints and your ligaments. And it gives you that neuromuscular stimulation in the form of strides. And all it needs, all those fast twitch muscles need, is a couple of seconds to be turned on, just like the pipes in a house somewhere cold in the winter. All you need is a few seconds, and you're good to go. More is not specifically better, but it will hurt and it will make you more tired. So the long answer to what feels like a very simple question is, why would you do a harder run when you're doing something new that involves muscles? Let's get through that first. Cut out everything hard other than easy effort and avocado toast. And the reason I leave avocado toast in is because it's going to keep you from getting bored. I mean, even if you don't love strides, you can treat those strides however you want, as long as you're not wasting energy. Okay, there you go. If that wasn't clear enough or you have more questions, feel free to sign up for office hours. Link is in the comments. I would love to see you and I would love to talk to you. Once again, huge congratulations to Tamara Paton. I don't know if you heard, she set 2 records today, two personal records, after working real hard. And if you have won a lottery, you are like, hey, MK, I'm running Chicago. Hey, MK, I got into St. George. MK, I'm going to New York. Great, let's talk about that, because you need to start preparing in some way now. I'm never going to judge you. I'm never going to make you feel bad. I'm going to try really hard not to anyway. I mean, if I say something that makes you feel bad, let's work it out together. But I'm never going to intentionally do that. Congratulations on winning the lottery. Now, if you actually intend to run this race, we got to start working if you want to be able to enjoy this event. Broadly and generally speaking, all of the fall races that are so big and so in demand that they have resorted to a lottery registration system. These are pretty good experiences. You're going to go there and you're going to have a big time, a good time. And everything is easy when you're fit. Most things are fun when you're fit. Very little is moderately bearable, let alone enjoyable, if you aren't properly prepared. All I want to do is properly prepare you so that it doesn't hurt when you get out there. And that really is going to start this month, May. Hello, it's May the 1st. That preparation is really going to start in earnest. I can't promise you that you're going to get Tamara Paton results. You got to be ready to do some Tamara Paton work. And Lord, I don't even want to do the work that Tamara Paton is doing. That stuff is hard. Oh my God, some of those workouts are really crazy. She has a specific strength coach who can see her and touch her and work on, that sounds creepy, who can see her and watch her development and assign things. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like to go there and do one-on-one strength training. It's really better if you have someone that can see you and get up close and personal. So yeah, if you're prepared to go to the lengths that she did, great. But you don't have to and you don't need to. Which brings me to my final point. If you are like, I don't know, I should talk about marathons. I'm not running one this year. I do good to get out of bed in the morning. Adulting with a little a instead of a capital A. I am with you. I capital A adulted for 2 years and I'm not going to do it again for a very long time. I'm into the little a adulting, but like the least common denominator adulting. Are things paid? Are children alive? Are we good? Yes, we are. Bare minimum met. I'm going to take it and run. All that matters is time on your feet. All that matters right now is making time for yourself. Look, my body is not functioning the way I would want it to at the moment. My body is not functioning the way it has functioned seamlessly for 40 some odd years. So to be here now at a place where I'm sort of struggling to do the things that were always easy, granted, I'm dealing with some medical stuff, which I've been pretty open about. If you have any questions, please don't ask publicly. Just DM me privately, and I'll fill you in. Or most of those posts I've made not public on my personal Facebook page. I'll say that. But yeah, it's really frustrating not to be able to do the thing that I love. So if you look at the workout that I did today, my heart rate was over 140. Now, I don't feel bad about that, because I can't do what I want to do. I can't do it as consistently as I want to. Knowing that if I ride hard or don't ride, I'll know I didn't have the energy to run today. I also thought it was going to rain. But knowing, I'm looking at my calendar and I'm saying to myself, what can I do today? What do I want to do today? A gentle walk and a really hard ride take the same amount out of me, as bizarre as that sounds. Whatever's going on, it kind of doesn't matter. Either workout, one's gentle, one's really hard, is going to floor me for about 3 days. So knowing that, every once in a while, I just say, screw it, and I pick the hard workout. but I can do that because I'm not training for anything. I can do that because I'm not training every day. I can do that because I'm not training. I'm just showing up for myself however I can, when I have time, when I feel like I'm able to do the things. If you are in a place right now where you do not feel like you have the time, you do not feel like you have the will, you do not feel like you have the availability, your body just can't go there, that's valid. Honor that. Listen to that. I hate that hokey sort of talk about like honor this, but your body is not a thing to be fought or wrestled with. What we have to wrestle with and sit with are the thoughts that we have, the negative ones that say, this bad day is who I am. Why am I out here? Rather than looking at the best day possible and saying, wow, this shows me where I could go. It's looking at one data point and losing track of all the work that you've been doing, so that you show up and you're really surprised when you hit not one with 2 PRs in a single day, like Tamara Paton did today. Did I say that? If you haven't heard this, Tamara Paton set 2 big PRs today. It's a big deal. We're excited about that. Congratulations, Tamara Paton. It is really easy to get into a place where you feel like what you're doing isn't enough and will never be enough. Some of that's real. That comes from our lived experiences. And I'm not going to tell you there's anything wrong with your lived experiences. I am going to tell you that those ghosted bullies past who live in your head and are still taking up rent are wrong. You're capable of so much more than you think you are. What you do is enough. If you are looking for some sort of an impetus to get back into a regular routine, I would love to talk about that, but it's not going to start from a place of you're doing it wrong, you're not doing enough, there's something wrong with you. What can be really tricky is when we've let all of that valuable real estate on our calendar go, trying to claw a little bit back for ourselves as parents, and as, frankly, amateurs that don't have a trump card like, well, we need this to pay the mortgage, so I have to ... right? It's easy to look at this as like a luxury and put it to the side. More often than not, though, this is whether we are walking or running or on a bike, whatever we are doing, we're doing for ourselves. We're not doing it to punish our bodies, hopefully, and if we are, let's talk about that too. But we're doing it just to claim a little bit of time and a little bit of something just for ourselves. And I'm going to encourage you to do that and to keep doing that. And if you've gotten out of the habit and want to get back in, let's talk about it. But it's never going to be from a place of shame. It's never going to be from a place of, I fell off the wagon. It's hard to get these habits back, man. I've been running since I was 6 years old. 6. I never needed an alarm. I did not need an alarm. When I worked on Wall Street and I had to be in my office for the 5:30 opening of the Thailand public markets, the A-shares. And I look back and think like, I didn't need an alarm most of those years either in my early 20s. I was a morning person. I am a morning person. I need an alarm to get up these days, y'all. And that is a change. I don't know that I'll ever be again the person who got out of bed, rolled out, and went for a run at 5 and was back cooking breakfast for everyone at 6. But that doesn't mean I'm done, or doesn't mean I'm less than. It doesn't mean I'm over. And if that is the way that you're talking to or looking at yourself, then come talk to me instead. It's just in a different phase. We got to learn to find and make time for you in a way that you don't feel guilty about as we move forward. Because there's some years, some seasons, that run might be the only time your phone ain't ringing. It might be the only time you're truly listening to your own thoughts and asking yourself, what do I need right now? I know there for most of my time, when I'm on my run, I'm not mom, I'm not coach, I'm not answering to anybody. And that's about the only time of the day I can say that, though I'm trying to claim more of that space for myself throughout the day. So what I can help you do is find a way to enjoy this and connect with it. And that's not going to happen if we start by making you feel bad about what you haven't been doing, but rather to get excited about what tomorrow could bring. So if any of that resonates, the first thing you can do is click this link, jump into Office Hours, talk to me. Second is grab your running clothes, your workout gear, your walking gear, whatever it is. Pull it out, take a look at it, put it someplace you're going to get it in the morning. If you've seen, I do free playlists on Apple and Spotify for everybody every month. You are welcome to go check your email. If you don't have a copy of those, let me know. Email me, mk@fitnessprotection.com. I'll send it to you if you're not on our mailing list. But one of the things that I encourage people to do is turn it on as you're walking into the bathroom first thing in the morning, because all of those songs are really going to wake you up. That plus the light, you aren't going back to bed. And once your pants are already off for your morning business, why not go ahead and put your workout clothes on? You're halfway there, and that's a great place to start. And that is as far as we are ever going to talk about the bathroom with each other, even if you get an office hours. That is it. I've missed you. You're coached. You're loved. And if you still paying attention, whoop, it's time to wash the hair dye out of my daughter's hair. Stop that timer. Yeehaw. You're coached. You are loved. And if things are looking a little bit easier for you going for the rest of the year, if you've been able to find a little time for yourself without needing help, or if you just said a gigantic PR and want to scream it from the rooftops, all of you are winning at life. Congratulations to Tamara Paton. I don't know if you heard this, but she got 2 PRs this week, 2, a 10K and a half marathon, and more to come because she wasn't even trying today. What's going to happen when she tries?